All right. So this is my second video in my words of encouragement series. I didn't think I'd be doing another one of these so soon, but God laid the subject on my heart, and here I am to share it as per His will. Now, by the title, you can see that this is on betrayal, and betrayal it's a hard feeling because if someone that you're very close to betrays you, be it a friend, family member, a significant other, or someone that you're in a relationship with, and at some point in our lives we'll always experience this. It's hard, and depending on how close they were to us, can determine the severity of the betrayal. Now I'm going to cover two instances. The first is for when we become a new convert. When we first turn to Jesus, especially if we lived out in the world beforehand, like we're really out there in the world, we're going to lose some friends, some relationships, whatever. There's going to be people that don't agree with our new outlook on life, don't agree with our conversion, and they're going to condemn us, mock us, and just betray us and not want to have anything to do with us. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to everyone, so if you're thinking about turning to Christ, it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to lose all your relationships, but if you have lived out in the world and were really anti-Christian before, then you will most likely be betrayed by people. But the thing about that is these are people that would be a bad influence in our lives and could lead us astray. Now, if this happens, I'm not saying it's the end. Those people are a lost cause and we'll never be able to reach them. Perhaps God will use you in your newfound faith when you are mature enough and when things are ready to also turn those people to Christ. So if you are a new convert and you have lost a friend, a close family member, or a relationship, or whatever, don't give up on it. Not just quite yet, because God could lead them also. Now, the second I would like to discuss is what happens when a brother and sister hurts us? What happens if we feel betrayed by them? Well, here's what we need to realize, and it can be hard, when our brothers and sisters hurt us in some way. But here's the thing: we are not perfect. People are flawed, and eventually someone's going to hurt us, and eventually we're going to hurt someone, even if we or they don't mean to. Eventually, it's going to happen. And when this happens, and when you are hurt by this, don't don't give up on that person. Find out their point of view. Find out, why did you do this? Why did you do this to me? And talk it over. Try to reconcile with your brother. God tells us to do that. We're not supposed to hold anything against our brother. And because if we do, if we let those feelings of betrayal and anger and, God forbid, even eventually hatred, those feelings will foster and grow in us, and it could lead to eventually that relationship could be unsalvageable in the future sometimes. And that's what Satan wants. He wants to divide us. So he wants us to betray each other, even if we don't realize it. But if your feelings are hurt, if someone has hurt you in some way, if a brother has, talk it out with them. And if for some reason someone has willingly betrayed you, hurt you in some way, and meant to do it, and refuses to turn back, first and foremost, let it go, move past it, and forgive them. Jesus says we are to forgive others. But I want to remind everyone of this who has lost relationships and friends and close family members too. Your newfound love in Jesus, or for whatever reason, if you have been betrayed and it has not been mended for whatever reason, it has not been salvaged and cannot be salvaged, remember this: Jesus will never betray you. Even if everyone else in the world does, and I'm not saying that's going to happen, I'm not saying everyone in the world is going to betray you, but even if that did happen, Jesus never would. Think about how Jesus was betrayed. He was betrayed by Judas, handed over to the Pharisees by one of the 12. He knew this beforehand, but even still, all of his disciples in the end fled from him, and he was alone. Peter denied him. Now, of course, his apostles came back. Peter repented, and, he was reinstated and everything else. But my point is, Jesus lost everyone. So if you lose someone to betrayal, someone hurts you, doesn't want to have anything to do with you at all, remember that Jesus suffered that, and he understands, and he will never betray you. So I hope you might have been encouraged by this, and like I said, just try to reconcile with whoever. And if you're a new convert, it doesn't mean that your friends are lost, that you'll never have that connection. Perhaps God will use you or someone else to lead them, to open their eyes to what you have seen, and don't give up and don't turn back because of that. Anyway, this was my words of encouragement. I will do my lesson on spiritual gifts by Friday at the latest, unless something really comes up. So until then, I thank all of y'all for listening, and I hope this has helped at least somebody. Anyway, God bless you all. Have a safe week, and I'll see you all next time. Bye-bye.